This is Nikki. She has decided to go to the doctors after having had a cough for the previous month, and despite taking time off work to rest, it is not improving. She explains to the GP she has been losing weight and feeling constantly fatigued. Her throat is also very inflamed and sore. Pulmonary tuberculosis is a bacterial disease caused by infection with Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It commonly affects a person's lungs, causing damage to the tissues, but can also spread to other organs to cause extrapulmonary TB. Despite being one of the top 10 global causes of death, Australia has one of the lowest incident rates of TB in the world. In 2017, only 1,425 new cases were reported. However, the rate of TB is 4 times higher in the Indigenous Australian population and 18 times higher in the overseas population compared to that of Australian-born. During Nikki's history, she reveals to the doctor that she has recently migrated from Indonesia, which is one of the 7 countries accounting for 64% of the total cases worldwide. Tuberculosis is spread as an aerosol when a person suffering an active pulmonary or laryngeal infection coughs, sneezes, or speaks. As a rod-shaped, non-spore-forming aerobic bacterium, they are inhaled and settle throughout the airways. In order to become an infection, however, the bacteria must surpass a number of defense systems employed by the body to overcome infection. The first line of defense is the pseudostratified bronchial epithelia that line the bronchi. Goblet cells produce mucus which cover the cilia and rhythmically beat upwards, pushing foreign substances towards the glottis for removal. Generally, large bacilli are trapped here due to the centrifugal forces associated with airflow. Smaller bacilli particles bypass the mucociliary system and settle in the alveoli. The first line of defense is the alveolar lining fluid, which contains hydrolase enzymes that cause modifications to the bacterial cell envelope. This affects interactions between neutrophils and ALF-exposed mycobacterium and contributes to a successful but limited establishment of infection. Inactive alveolar macrophages form the second line of defense. They bind to the mycobacterium via their C3 surface protein, which is complementary to the lipoarabinomannan surface antigen, to form a phagosome. However, once inside, the mycobacteria prevent phagocytosis from occurring by limiting the availability of the macrophage to form a phagolysosome, and as such they are able to replicate, with cell division occurring every 25 to 32 hours. Simultaneously to this occurring, the macrophages release proteolytic enzymes and cytokines, attracting a variety of immune cells including T lymphocytes and gamma interferon to the site. The release of gamma interferon activates the macrophage, initiating a cascade of events that either successfully control the infection, producing latent tuberculosis, or progressing towards an active infection. The outcome is determined by the quality of the host defenses and the strength of the host immune system. For patients who have a strong immune system, the infection progresses through the formation of granulomas around the bacterial organisms. These nodular-like lesions form from coagulated T lymphocytes and macrophages, creating an environment which limits replication and spread. The environment destroys macrophages and produces caseous necrosis, establishing a latent infection. These lesions then undergo fibrosis and calcification, successfully controlling the infection so the bacteria remain dormant. Under such structural integrity, these granulomas are referred to as Gone foci. These patients are asymptomatic and have developed a latent infection. For immunocompromised patients, granuloma formation is initiated but unsuccessful. The necrotic tissue undergoes liquefaction and the fibrous wall loses its structural integrity. This liquid can then drain into a nearby bronchus, blood vessel, or lymph node to be coughed up as bacilli, a symptom of TB, cause extrapulmonary tuberculosis, identifiable through swollen lymph nodes, or form a Gone complex, identifiable through chest x-rays. Lesions may also enlarge and infiltrate the pleural space to form a pleural effusion. If the lesion remains unresolved, it can cause symptoms of pleuritic chest pain and dyspnea due to poor gas exchange in the area, identifiable through dullness in percussion and lack of breath sounds. Other signs and symptoms of an active infection include fatigue, weight loss, and wasting. Wasting is a classic symptom of tuberculosis and is due to lack of appetite and altered metabolism associated with the inflammatory and immune responses that the body employs in an attempt to control the infection. It involves the loss of both fat and lean tissue, which consequently results in fatigue and weight loss. Nikki returns to the doctors 2 days later to receive test results. Analysis of her sputum reveals the presence of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. In combination with her symptoms of wasting, fatigue, a severe cough and her test results, Nikki is diagnosed with an active form of pulmonary TB.